It was a busy spring weekend at Ffarquhar. The carnival was in town, and people had come from all over the island to play games and enjoy the rides. On Thomas's branch line, there were so many passengers, Thomas needed extra coaches for his trains. These made Annie and Clarabelle jealous. "Are they really needed?" asked Annie. "There's enough room in us alone for the passengers," agreed Clarabelle. "Never you mind," chortled Thomas. "The carnival's only in town for the weekend. Before you know it, it'll be just us three again. You can manage till then." Thomas and Toby were greatly enjoying the extra passengers, but those who needed to go to the quarry weren't so pleased. There's a stretch of line between the station and the quarry that goes straight down the center of the street. Cars and lorries going straight can pass right by trains without any problems, but those needing to turn across the road onto the side streets need to be extremely careful and pay close attention to approaching engines. At the quarry, Mavis, the new diesel, was grumbling dreadfully. She had been arranging trucks all day, but Percy was very late and the sidings were backed up. Soon enough, though, he finally arrived. I'm here, he panted as he puffed in. "I would have been here sooner, but the carnival in town has the Main Street section of the line backed up." "I can't imagine why you'd have trouble with it," snorted Mavis. "Vehicles are meant to yield to engines and their trains. I wouldn't let a few clumsy drivers slow me down." Mavis was quite annoyed with Percy's tardiness and didn't understand the dangers of that stretch of line. Her words only irritated Percy more. "Rubbish! If I hit one of those cars, I could seriously hurt someone. Then Sir Topham Hatt could be in trouble for my actions. Why take the chance?" "Never mind Sir Topham Hatt, Percy," she retorted. "If those drivers get hurt, they only have themselves to blame. Rules are rules, and engines have the right of way." Percy had had quite enough. "You've got quite a lot to learn," he said finally. "Anyway, I'd love to stay and chat, but it seems your sidings are backing up and the ships at the harbor can't be kept waiting for their stone." And he left with a huff. "Stubborn old thing," muttered Mavis as Percy puffed away. As Percy approached the town, a lorry was trying to make a right turn across the line. As he did, he found the street he was turning on to be blocked with other stopped vehicles. He was now stuck right on the tracks. As Percy approached, his driver saw the lorry and applied the brakes. Luckily, Percy managed to stop just in time, with his buffers only a few inches from the lorry driver's side window. The driver and fireman jumped down and went to speak to the driver. "What is wrong with you? Who taught you how to drive?" scolded the driver. "You need to be more careful," added the fireman sternly. Meanwhile, Percy was too much in shock to say anything. Soon enough, the road had been cleared, and Percy continued on to the harbor. He pulled into the docks, and the men quickly unloaded the trucks, and he scurried back up the branch. When Percy returned to the station, he stopped at the platform and refused to move. "Come on," called his driver. "The stone won't collect itself." "Humph," grunted Percy. "I won't go. I could have hurt someone today, and I'd rather not do it again." "Stop being so stubborn," pleaded the fireman, but it was no use. "I won't. So there," said Percy. "If I phone the quarry manager and ask Mavis to come with the trucks, will you take them on then?" Percy was pleased with this plan. His driver walked into the station to make the arrangements. At the quarry, Mavis was delighted with the news. "It's about time," she smiled. A few months ago, she had been promised that she could take the occasional trip up the line, but she had never gotten the chance until now. The first time Mavis had gone up was in the dead of winter, and the busy street had been nearly empty. She had no idea what she was in for. "Now I'll show that silly old Percy how to handle a few road vehicles." As she made her way up the line, the driver tried to keep her at a slower pace, but Mavis continued to speed up as they trundled along. As she reached the road line, Mavis's driver noticed her increased speed and slowly applied the brakes. Unfortunately, he was far too late. There was another lorry driving ahead. Lorry's driver hadn't noticed that the right side of his vehicle was blocking Mavis's left rail. "Oh! Oh! Move! Move!" she wailed, but it was too late. Everything seemed to happen at once. Mavis had hit the back of the lorry and flipped it right on its side. Her driver quickly brought her to a halt. Mavis was red with fury. "Look what you've done, you..." "What I've done? Look at yourself!" "Humph! You've damaged my cow catcher!" "And you've totaled my lorry!" "Totaled? Rubbish! It looks in one piece to me." "I'm sorry that this has happened, but now we need to clean up and clear the road and the rails." And Mavis's driver walked into a local pub to borrow the telephone. Soon, Percy heard the news and quickly made his way into town to help out. "Good afternoon, Mavis," he said cheekily. "It would seem you've got yourself in a right mess, haven't you now? Traffic can be such a pain, can it?" "No worries, we'll have it cleaned up in no time." "Grrrrup!" Mavis growled. Soon, a tow truck arrived for the wrecked lorry, and with the line clear, Percy pulled away a bruised Mavis and all her stone. He left the stone at the harbor, and left Mavis at the junction for another engine to take her along to the works. When she arrived back a few days later, she was a sadder and wiser engine who had finally learned the importance of listening to advice.